My name is Tobi Bakare, and I am an actor. I've been acting for about 12 years, and it's been a real journey. I also run an actors coaching company. This actors coaching company started in 2016, and it's all about creative integrity, creating belonging in actors, making actors feel secure, even in the absence of work, and killing competition by focusing on their talent. I grew up in Hackney. The area that I grew up was a road called Amos Road. And it was a really, really long road going from about Stoke Newington all the way through to Mare Street. It's like a really long strip. But on that strip of land, we had so many different types of people living there. You kind of had to walk past about 5 or 6 different estates every day because my secondary school was in Mare Street, but I lived closer to Stoke Newington. When I was younger, I went through many different job roles. I wanted to be a dermatologist because I just liked the name dermatologist. It sounded very intelligent. I wanted to be a sports scientist when I hit university. I was like, oh, sports scientist, yeah, I'm into sports. But if I'm to be honest with you, my main ambition when I was younger was to be a football player. Football was my thing. I desired it so much. I loved it so much. Probably one of the only reasons why I behaved myself in school, or tried to behave myself in school, because I wanted to make every football match. So I would say football was number one for me, number one. Well, when I was really, really young, I started out really shy, really, really shy. As I got older, I started to grow into the class clown. I was just always just clowning around, I wouldn't be disruptive in the lesson, but I like to joke around with the teacher. I have jokes with the teacher which got on their nerves a bit, and then they would kick me out of the class and I'd be like, oh man. But I was just a bit naughty, put it like that. With acting, I was in secondary school, and the founder of Identity Drama School, Femi Ogans, came to the school and he started doing a couple of sessions. I wasn't really interested. Then a young lady from my class said, Tobi, you're funny. You should go and do this acting thing. So I was like, all right, cool, let me go there. So I went to his part-time drama school in Small Arcola Theatre. And when I walked in, there was like 15 young ladies there. And I was like, I'm probably going to come back here again. And eventually, over the years, it just hit me. The acting hit me. And then about 2-3 years later, a theatre company called Out of Joint came to the drama school and they were looking for young actors. They selected me to be in their performance of Macbeth. And while doing that, on one of the days that I had off, I went to watch the show and I watched an actor called Danny Sapani on stage. He was playing the lead role of Macbeth. And I was blown away by him. I was blown away by how he took the stage and how he spoke and how he put himself across and the character. And I felt the emotions he was feeling, he was trying to convey. And it really hit me. And I think for me, that was a moment where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do acting. What I have learned in my years of acting is how to handle rejection. Handling rejection is one of the, it's one of the biggest skills you can have. Why? Because just because you don't get something, it doesn't mean that you're not good enough. And where someone says, okay, cool, you're not the right person for the job, you have to try and find a way to sort of build yourself up from that, as opposed to break yourself down. I also learned not to be a slave to the business side of things. We could be slaves to money, but I've learned, that money should be working for me. I shouldn't work for money. And if money works for you, you're able to sort of put things in the right place and say, okay, I want to make a choice to do that. I don't have to do it, I want to do it. And having a choice is one of the most powerful things that we can have as human beings. Because if your choice is taken away from you, then you're forced into doing things that you don't want to do. And for me, that's what I've learned most. Choice, 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 and handling rejection. Success for me is very, very simple. I believe we all are called to this earth to do something. We all have an aim. We all have an objective on this earth. If I achieve that, whether that's in a big scale or in a small scale, then I believe that's success. We can sort of subscribe or take on another person's idea of success. Some people's success is making £20 million a year. Another person's success is having kids, you know. I remember going through this issue and looking at people around me going, oh man, like, look at what they got, look what they got. They've got, you know, they're so successful in the industry, they're here in the industry, they're there in the industry, the whole industry loves them, they're acting on the best platforms, etc., etc., etc. And so I called one of my friends, one of my good friends. This friend is also part of that bracket of people who are extremely successful in the industry. And when I was telling him, and I opened up to him, I said, look, I'm going to be honest with you, like, I'm really struggling here. And he said to me, he started laughing and he goes, Tobi, I look at you and look at what you have, and I feel the same way. And I was like, what? You feel the same way to what I have? Now, he looked at the fact that I'm married and I got kids, and that was his ambition. And I started to realize that sometimes we look out so much that we cannot actually see what we have, you know? And success is different for different people. What am I supposed to be doing right now? What do I have right now? What can I learn from what I have in my hands right now? What could I do with what I have in my hands right now? And these are the great questions that you kind of have to ask yourself to encourage yourself and build yourself up. And I feel success is achieving that purpose. What am I meant to do right now? That's success for me. If I was to speak to a young person who is from the area that I'm from or from any area in the world, I'd probably say they have to look at what they have in their hand. Like, never disregard the talents you have. Never disregard those little skills that you ignore, you know? And never ever compare yourself with other people, you know? Some of the qualities that you have, you know, it might be disruptive now, but that disruptive quality can grow into something that is useful for you in the future. You know, I definitely saw that with my playfulness, you know, that playfulness to be bold and to joke around with the teachers and to joke around with other students has now transferred into acting. And funny that one of the teachers that I went to school with actually said that I will never amount to anything because of that playful quality. But that playful quality has seen me through. So obviously be obedient to your teachers, listen to your teachers, you know, but when you see a little quality in yourself, or you see a little talent or a little hobby that you're interested in, go for it. Second thing I'll say to that person is ask questions. You know, research. Like, internet, what I had back in the days was not, the internet wasn't as strong, but the internet is fantastic now. You can find anything you want to find on the internet, you know. So if you're interested in gaming, you can find things about gaming. If you're interested in politics, economics, you know, finance, there's always answers there. And in fact, the reason why people go to university is to learn how to do these things. But all that uni teaches you is where to find answers from. That's what uni's about. They teach you how to find answers. And so you can do that from young. That's not a hard thing to do. Just find answers, find things, and just explore, create, invent, you know, play around in your house, do things, you know, but just exercise the qualities and the talents you have.